is a song actually that I'm releasing very soon, that is my most vulnerable song, I think, to date, because I literally just like poured out my emotions at the time. I wrote it like 4 years ago, so but it's a very personal song to me because I felt all the emotions that I felt during that time.
Yesterday, I want to know more about you by watching your YouTube content.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as I'm surfing, the only content that I found is using a song, but like telling the story with music. Do you feel like writing the lyrics, like telling the story about your feelings or daily activity?
Oh, like when I songwrite, do I write like my feelings down when I write lyrics? Oh, um I feel like a lot of my songs at the moment are mainly like stories that I've painted in my mind that I want to create. Not necessarily like my own stories, but sometimes I just like to imagine up stories and then try to put myself in this person's shoes that I've created in my mind and be like, oh, this is like a song about that. Like if I could ride a bike, I was inspired by I don't know, the idea of like someone who is physically unable to ride a bike and being in love with somebody and like how they would feel. And also just like I don't know, like Uru, I feel like Uru, it was not really my experience per se, like it wasn't specifically about my experience, but I've had those experiences where I've just like had a crush on somebody that, you know, I just like can't contain my feelings but like I also don't want to give in to them and a bit more stubborn. So, and I think that's just like a very universal feeling people have. So yeah, I want to try writing songs though that are a bit more personal. But yeah, sometimes it's really hard to be more vulnerable in your writing. So I tend to write more like about the stories in my head. But yeah, I am trying to work on writing more vulnerable songs.
Okay, because when I saw your YouTube content, I feel like, oh, maybe Chevy, maybe in some girls out there like writing the diary. And when I saw your YouTube content, maybe Chevy doing a different way by really, yes, by making music, by making songs and writing the lyrics.
If I did I'm thinking I would be like too shy to admit it. That I would like, you know, these are my actual like diary thoughts. But when I do write songs, even though I do write about like these characters or scenarios that I've made up in my head, there is some like part of me in there because I'm trying to relate to it with my own experience. So there is some like yeah, or some of my emotions and experiences in my songs, but yeah, I've never like fully just like written down a song and just like written like put it as spilled it out like a diary. But there is a song actually that I'm releasing very soon, that is my most vulnerable song, I think, to date, because I literally just like poured out my emotions at the time. I wrote it like 4 years ago, so but it's a very personal song to me because I felt all the emotions that I felt during that time.
And you release it on platform digital music?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be releasing it. It's coming out on October 15th.
October 15th,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so it's coming out quite soon, like in a couple weeks or so. Yeah. But that song is a very vulnerable piece of mine.
Now I'm more curious about that song. And I will waiting for that song.
Yes.